So again, we're here at the flea market or swap meet, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I call it a flea market, but it's technically the swap meet. But either way, we're here today and I'm going to see what they have here.
So the first thing that kind of stood out was this little camera. It was a Samsung camcorder. And if you push this little thing, it shows that there is a mini DVD in here, which kind of interesting. I guess it's a GameCube. Yeah, I always forget that Samsung used to make cameras up until recently. Kind of the sad thing about going to the flea market is just realizing there's so much junk here. Like there's so much at some people's places, and it's like I understand you're trying to sell this stuff, but I don't know who's gonna want to buy this, honestly. But either way, I went to another vendor that had these lenses, and this is a JCPenney lens. Yeah, that JCPenney. Apparently they made camera lenses. This one says made in Japan, which I think is kind of interesting. I assume someone else made it, but who knows? Maybe JCPenney actually manufactured this or had it manufactured for themselves. And another thing about the flea market is I believe I was late on this one because there was just a lot of people that were gone and there wasn't anything special. I think it was gonna rain, so maybe that's why. And there were some vendors that had some interesting stuff. Like this is a Nexus 5. It wasn't powering on, so it was probably dead. It was a 16 gigabyte one. I wasn't really interested. And then I had this iPhone 5, which felt really light. Maybe the battery was missing, but it has a little wooden skin on it, which I kind of forgot that existed. Then we have Final Cut Express 4, which I think I'm on Final Cut Pro 11, so I don't know if this would work on my computer. This was the only interesting thing that I found. This is the Litro A1. I forgot the actual name to it, but it's essentially a 1.2 megapixel camera. I think it's a 1/2.3 inch sensor. So yeah, not that great, because like I said, 1.2 megapixels, 8 or 16 gigabytes, and it had like some engraving on it. So I wasn't really interested in that, and it was $40, so a little bit too expensive for what I was looking for, but a very interesting thing to find. And then the last thing I kind of want to point out is these are the AirPods Pro Max, whatever you want to call them, because they're not actually real. These are fake knockoffs, and that's generally what you're going to find when you do find these expensive things like the AirPods Max or something like an Apple Watch. A lot of these things, especially when they're brand new in the box, are gonna be fake. You can even see on the box, the grammar and the punctuation is just terrible. The box is a dead giveaway. The item being plastic looking is also a dead giveaway. But yeah, whenever you're looking at those expensive things, just be careful when you're buying them from the flea market. Do your research, because a lot of people don't. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Unfortunately, I didn't buy anything, so I didn't gain anything today. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.